Good morning, good evening, Eagle Team, Pro 3s and above. Welcome to our once a month, every first Tuesday of the month, which is every Mondays of the month here in the US. This is a leadership training with our Master Pro 11 Blue Elam. Okay, obviously, this is the second Tuesday of the month, and the only reason is why we moved it for this month is because of the November 1st, All Saints Day holiday. We couldn't make it that day, okay? So that said, we appreciate all who are here, who are participating in our exclusive training provided for by our servant leader, Blue Elam. Remember that you are joining us here because you are investing your time for your Lifevantage business to grow. So one of the most powerful ways to grow is to always get yourself plugged in. Yes, because we all know that it's easy to fail in this business, right? All you need to do is unplugged, and then there you go. You're gonna fail, definitely. And so Greg and I learned how important and vital it is to master our skills in this industry because we have not done it yet. It's our first time in network marketing, you guys. However, we were inspired by amazing leaders like Blue, of course, who have also not done network marketing before. That's right. But we said, if they can do it, if Blue can do it, we believe we can do it too. So the secret is we follow those who paved the road for us. So don't allow yourself to get distracted, you guys. And I tell you now, there were numerous disruptions along our way, but was it a good reason for us to quit and give up? No. Greg and I don't think so because we were committed 100% and we made a pact that we will not allow, not our uplines, not our downlines, not our cross lines, to steal our dreams away. That's right. So yes, we had numerous frustrations, and you will have those numerous frustrations as well. Numerous stumbling blocks along the way, but our dreams are more important than anything else. So that's why we are here. Please never think that getting to Elite Pro 8 rank is smooth and easy, but I must confess, it is truly rewarding in the end. And what's 2 to 5 years to build your elite rank, huh? That's nothing compared to working until you're 65 and 70 and realize that you need to work until you drop dead, right? So that's much faster, of course, than working for someone else, right? And ending up with no retirement. So, or, hopping from network marketing to another. Oh my God, it's so tiring, right? Representing another company. So let us find the right company and your final home. It's hard to rebuild over and over. So it's very tiring, isn't it? So in my case, Lifevantage is our first. It will be our last because we got a perfect storm. So enough said here. Today is going to be a great day because we have our very humble, generous, introvert, but a true warrior in life leader who serves as an inspiration to all entire Lifevantage organization. Guys, he is our voice because he believes in justice. He is a man of integrity. Therefore, we are so fortunate to have him as our grand upline. And in addition, he will also introduce a very important figure in the Philippines who currently joined our Lifevantage company, the corporate. And this beautiful, smart, amazing woman will make a difference in our Lifevantage Philippines office in terms of fairness and professionalism in treating every field distributors, not only our team, but every single one of the field distributors, which we all expected since day one. So Greg and I would like to thank Blue for making this happen, of course. Now, I need 3 minutes to congratulate our MVP bronze qualifiers, okay? Let me share that with you guys. Their faces. We have to share their faces, of course, before anything else. Congratulations. Congratulations to Maria Holstein. Of course, to Michelle Lahara. Congratulations, bronze MVP builder. Miss Salina Shapno, the regular winner of MVP. Keep it up, Miss. And also another regular is Madeline Salindong, who is our Pro 6 in the Philippines, and yours truly, of course. So, well, that said, it's so exciting, you guys. We hope that there will be more MVP, bronze winner or silver or gold, okay? So extra money in your pockets is not bad at all. So it also allows you to create a factory of Pro 3s, right? Our Eagle team is challenged to create several Pro 3s in the next Pro 3 conference this coming November 19. So leaders, please encourage your team to fill in the tables at the conference and represent us, please. Blue and I are also expecting a few leaders to achieve the elite ranks before the end of this year, right? Is it going to happen? Yes, let's make it happen, you guys. So, by the way, Blue and Ray might be coming with us in our 2023 first year anniversary in February 11 in the Philippines. So he will not be excited to come if we do not have a few elites by then, right, Blue? So more exciting announcement later. Promos will be shared later after this presentation or this training. But at this point, I need to hand the mic over to our very one and only, our Master Pro 11, Blue Elam. Can you hear me okay, Blue?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes. Take it away, Blue.
Awesome. Kai, you're so exciting. It makes it fun. So I haven't been called an introvert, but I think I'm a situational extrovert, right? Sometimes you have to step up and have fun and be the center of what's going on. But yeah, I don't mind. I use it as a leadership actually example, is to step up when it's your turn and then hand off the baton, right? You guys have seen the races, right? Where when it's a relay race, somebody runs the first part and they run with them and they hand the baton and the next person takes it to around the next lap. And then the one reaches back, he reaches forward, hands the baton. And I have found so much joy in watching others take the baton, take the ownership, right, of their business, their team, and become the leader of their team, the center of questions, the center of support, mentorship. I've watched Kai take that role, and now some leaders within her team taking that role again, being passed that baton for their teams. And what a process, right? That's really what we're trying to do. Because if we literally hold on to that and don't let go, then what happens is our businesses get to a point, they kind of plateau, and it's hard to put enough hours in by ourselves to make those things to hit the goals that we want for us and our teams. If we're not willing to let go a little bit, maybe we stand off to the side of the stage metaphorically and hand the baton or the mic to the person in center stage. And then we teach that person in center stage to stand off to the side and hand the mic again to the next group. And pretty soon we have a stage full of people, but we have a lot of people in the background supporting and watching and being there in case somebody stumbles and falls, but we're watching people do it on their own and take ownership. And I'll tie that into my story later on, because a lot of you have heard that. There's a lot of new faces. I was looking and kind of some I don't know because it's just a name, but some of you I do know, but there's a lot of new names and new faces. So I'll share some of that story at the end and talk about what that means to pass that baton and dig a well very, very deep when things are good, because when things aren't good, it's nice to depend on the work that you already did. That's what this industry offers, is the ability to pull from a well that you already dug when you need to. But we have to learn to build it right? We have to do our part. I call it lifting where we stand. We have a very big role as distributors to teach and train and mentor and invite and database. Corporate has a very, very big job, right? And when you look at the entire corporate staff, they are the research and development arm for us. There's a type of security that's built in with our products. They do a great job at making sure that the calculations on our checks are correct and our checks get mailed out, and that there's policies and procedures that are followed so that we can keep everything on an even playing field. And as long as everyone does their part, it is amazing to watch how fast things can grow. And I'm going to introduce Kitkat tonight. I wish I knew a little better her title and a few things. I'm going to let her tell us some of those things. Some of it, when we talked at convention, it was kind of quick. We went in the hallway and met, and I think I had over 30 little 30-minute meetings all over. And my wife and I were able to meet with her. I just want to tell you this, and if it adds some confidence, I hope it does. Kitkat very instantly understood the Philippine market. It's been there, lived it, understood it, right? I love that because that's pieces that I don't fully understand. I don't want to act like I do. I understand how to build the business very well, but when you add culture and things in a different market, some of those things apply and some of them don't apply directly. And I understand that. So when I teach you guys and mentor you on these calls, I'm always very mindful of who you are and where you come from and where your circles are. No different than when I'm talking to a group of firefighters that are peers of mine and talking to a group of doctors or a group of hairdressers, right, that just want to go work hard, and a group of, I did a call one time, it was all stay-at-home moms. Everyone on there was a mother who was home raising their kids, stayed at home. Very, very unique conversation. Same principles, very unique conversation, right? And so I'll keep that in mind as we go forward. But number one is I was impressed with Kitkat's ability to understand the culture and the Filipino market. Second, very quickly after talking to her, I realized that she understood the corporate role, right? Just like when I talk to distributors, if they start telling me what products we need and what we need here, I always stop them and say, hey, we have a complete staff working on that. Your job is to write down your friends and family and let's go talk to them. It's a different role, right? We got to lift where if everyone lifts where we stand, we can lift a lot. We can do a lot of work and everyone is playing their part. It's like a big band, right? We can't play everything. Playing football, I used to play a lot of football, and you can't block and run the pass and throw the ball. You have to rely on your teammates. You have to let somebody block, somebody run. And then I was a quarterback for years, and that was my job to throw the ball. And if one person didn't do their job, it messes the whole play up. And so I think it's an important position, and Kitkat understood that role. Now, I don't know exact title and where she fits in, and so I'll let her kind of explain that and some of her goals. But the key I wanted to do tonight before we get into training is to give Kitkat as much time as she'd like to take, is just to explain maybe her background, where she comes from, her excitement in finding Lifevantage, and maybe why that is, and then maybe some of the goals going forward for the next, maybe those initial goals. Because I heard some of her long-term big goals, and I think for her job was just to say, hey, I want this first. I'm doing it. She spent a lot of time building relationships. She spent a lot of time getting to know the top leaders in the field. And we told her we had a quarterly leadership call, and she offered to get on and spend some time with you. So I'm going to respectfully hand it over to Kitkat, let her introduce herself. And I just want to let you know, and my confidence so far with the little bit of interaction we've had has been very, very exciting to me for the potential of your guys' market because of someone with Kitkat's caliber. And so Kitkat, thank you for joining us in Lifevantage. We welcome you. We have a fun culture here that Philippines has added to and made it even a more beautiful culture, and we've enjoyed that. And I think by you coming and visiting at our convention, you could see the big picture and the culture, and then to take some of that back, back to the Philippines and be able to share that with leaders there. I'm excited, but submit some time tonight and let us get to know you a little bit and share some of your vision and dreams and what you're hoping to accomplish here. And then when you're done, we'll get back into our training. So Kitkat, back to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Blue. Ever since I joined, I've been receiving warm welcome from everybody. Thank you very much. I think as a newbie in Lifevantage, when you see that warmth, it's a reinforcement that, you made the right decision. You know what I mean? Hi, Beth. I met a couple of people here from the convention. Si Beth, si Milette, I think I met them. Ayan, hello, good morning from the Philippines. So just to give you a background about myself. So I'm married with 2 kids. I have a 25-year-old and a 24-year-old. I married when I was 12. Para when you add that, diba? So, ayan, I've been in the industry. So I've been married 26 years. I'm a marathoner. I did triathlon and duathlon. So I'm kind of athletic in that sense. I'm trying to be healthy, but I'm not super healthy, guys. Just to manage your expectations. So I do train so that I can eat everything I want. The sisig, the lechon, the chicharon bulaklak. So everything. That's why I do train, right? Agree, girls? Agree? Diba? So for my career, I've been in direct selling since 1999. My first MLM company was Amway, FYI. So ever since 99, I never left the industry. I've handled brand, marketing, training, and sales. Some of which I handled some parts of operations in the past. You know, they sought help from our department. And my last company was with the oils. I don't know if you know that company. So it's with the oils. So ayan. So, but during meetings, I would also share actually my direct selling exposure started when I was in grade 5. Imagine that. I'm turning 50 this weekend, guys. So it started when I was in grade 5. And my mother was with Avon at the time. So she was branch manager for different branches growing up. So I'm really, oy, thank you, golden girl na nga ako. That's why with the hair. Sige. So, kaya growing up, I'm really used to talking to people because mom would say, talk to them. Okay, I will talk. Sing, you know. You know, mothers, di ba, mga stage mothers. So she would bring us to work during sales rallies, events. So I'm really used to talking to people. You will be surprised, but I'm an ambivert. I'm not really an extrovert. So I enjoy time with people. I can strike a conversation with anybody anywhere, but I also like to have my me time. You know, that's why I jog alone, I train, I know I like those moments, you know, I watch TV alone. So ayan. So I joined Young Living technically October, but I started coming to work during the convention. So when people ask me during the convention, I think it was Thursday, they asked me, so how long have you been with Lifevantage? I told them 1 day. So 1 day. Yeah, so the people I met during the convention, I met you guys in my first 3 days with Lifevantage. So Lifevantage, I joined, they got me through a headhunter, through an executive search. It's a very small industry in the Philippines. I used to be board of director of the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. I stayed there for about 7 years until I left the company. So eventually, we can be a member of the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines, which is affiliated with the WFDSA, with the World Federation Direct Selling Associations. So yeah, so what would I want to share with you this morning? I think three things. One is I think this is a formula which I saw through the years, through my experience, which will make an MLM company successful, which I want us to have as well. Number one is leadership. You know the saying, the rise and fall of an organization is leadership. I think whether it's at home, whether it's within your church community or Lifevantage community, it's important to have good leadership. Leadership about attitude, about having the skills and the knowledge. Here, you know, in our industry, I really appreciate the leadership of Kai, of Blue, and you yourselves, you know, taking time to really coach or share your experiences with the team. What kind of industry does that? Diba, hindi, usually you don't like to share your experience and skills because you feel like they may be a threat, diba, to us. But in this industry, sharing is very open, right? And you know that kind of leadership that you have, it's important that there's somebody telling us, you know, I would share this in my previous meetings, that if you are an engineer and you join Lifevantage, you are an expert as an engineer, but you're not an expert in Lifevantage. This is why you need to attend trainings like this, because you are not yet an expert in this type of business. So I appreciate you guys attending. It means you're coachable. If you're coachable, kasi even if I'm turning 35, charot, if I'm turning 35, I feel like I could still learn more. You know, even if I've been here, 2 decades in this industry, I know that I can learn more from the leaders, from the field, from my coworkers. So being coachable means that there is still room for growth. So leadership for me is very important. Second, in this industry, it's important to have good partnership, right? We've got your back, you've got our back. We listen to you and you listen to us. So it's a partnership. Like any suggestion we give our bosses and the execs, not all suggestions are approved. There are suggestions that are approved. In the same manner, when you tell us, Kit, can you do this? Or Kit, can we execute this? Some of which we can do, some of which we cannot. I think you understand. Like, when your kids approach you and tell you, Mommy, I want a new car. You don't say naman, yes, kagad, diba? You have to wait things out. So that is the perspective or the position of the company. So we hope in the future, if it gets approved, let's go. If not, siguro we will review in the future, and I hope you understand. Because again, this is a partnership, diba? And I think the last one is culture, compensation plan, and products. So I've been taking so they gave me products, diba, when I joined. So I brought it at home. My God, my 3 boys were nag-aagawan at home. Mom, can I have this? Mom, can I have this? Skincare, mga ganyan. So, it's because my kids are into wellness. Like my eldest, he lost 80 pounds in 3 months. Broke up with a girlfriend, revenge body, so nagpapayat. So like his mom, what should I take? Mga ganyan. So I don't know much yet about the products, but our products are highly consumable. So nowadays kasi, it's not just about looking young. Overall, we want to extend our youth. Kaya nga may tinawag na Forever 21 because we want to be forever 21. So that's what, diba? It's not just about not having illnesses or diseases, but it's really having the quality of life that we have during our prime. Agree? Agree. This is why we take supplements, take care of our skin, take care of our hair. So we have the right products which are highly consumable. Number 2, compensation plan. Whenever I say Lifevantage has one of the most generous compensation plans in the industry, I said that because I compared it. Ako yun, that is my personal knowledge. So I sat down because that's the first thing I asked when I joined it. That's the first thing I searched online, compensation plan. Why? Because this, the products is the sustainability of the business. When you want to level up, it's about the compensation plan. How many business owners are we going to have? The people in this class right now are business owners, right? Right? This is the reason why you're attending it, because you want to level up as a leader. That's where the compensation plan comes in. And lastly, of the 3 is culture. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. Whatever, kahit na gano, even if your products are highly consumable, your compensation plan is generous. If you don't have the right culture, people cannot last. They say culture eats strategy for breakfast, right? If you look at, because I'm in LinkedIn, diba? The professional social media, the top 3 reasons, one of the top 3 reasons why employees leave. And I think this is also the same case for any community. One of the reasons is community. Community, it's about values, beliefs, common din na. Kaya nga siya community Commune, unity. So it's something that you have in common. When we do the business, let us not forget, to have fun also. People, when we're having fun, kasi we attract people. Do you agree? Agree, diba? If it's fun, at the same time, it's also about results. Let us not confuse efforts with results. Sometimes we do a lot of things. We call people and we tell ourselves, oh, I'm doing no work. I'm very productive because I'm calling people. I'm sitting down. But in the end, what are the results? Nowadays, did you notice, when I was in grade school, I think I will relate. Before you can get an award, it will take a lot of productivity, like top 1 in math, valedictorian, mga ganyan. It takes a lot of effort and productivity, right? But did you notice, sorry I have kids here, but the kids nowadays, they're so entitled. Mga best in costume, may award na, right? right? Best in costume, best in attendance. So sometimes, people get confused with efforts and results. In this business, it's about results. If we're doing something now, is it taking us to where we want to be, right? So I think this type of culture, fun, productive, results oriented, is something that will become sticky for those coming in this business. And with the leadership of Blue and Kai, I know, guys, that you are in the right path. So Young Living, FYI, Young Living tuloy, Lifevantage, galing ako ng Young Living. So meron pa akong may latak pa tayo ng konti. Give me a few weeks, mawawala na yan. Okay, so here in Lifevantage, one of the immediate goals that I personally have, of course, my boss knows this, Pam, is to get the trust and confidence of the leaders because we're going to partner with you. So for me, getting your trust and your confidence is a very big deal because with that, there are a lot of things we can accomplish. You trust us, you have confidence in us, then we can accomplish more. Partnership, there will be a lot of times that we will consult the field. Baka may mga biglaang call sa inyo, don't be surprised. It's not compliance calling you. It's us asking you, is this effective? Is this training good? What support do you need? So there will be partnership moving forward. Just give me a little time to adjust, okay? But that's the plan. We're going to do a lot of one-on-ones starting with Pro 5 and above. One-on-one is really just getting to know individually, all of you, identifying what do you want to happen. What is your why for doing the business? So these things we want to sit down with you because you want to be aligned. Why? So I think Kai already mentioned that there is a Pro 3 conference happening on November 19 here in BGC and the 26th in Davao. And please save the date. Naku. Pero ano pa, hindi pa sakto. We're still finalizing. But we're looking at February 11, 2023 as Lifevantage Philippines kickoff event together with Steve 5. I think first kayong sinabi ko with the date. So we're looking at February 11. So guys, please save the date. If you can come during that event, better. If you can send people, better. Because the more people we have, the more believability we have from other people. Example, before I go, I'm so madaldal, no? So example, you're talking to somebody, isa lang kausap mo, you're only talking to that person. So that person, she will believe you because, she maybe is your friend. But if you bring them to an event here at the office or there during the kickoff rally, yung believability tumataas. They will say, oh my God, I'm not the only one she's talking to. We're a lot pala. So that's how you build community. It's you close, you sign up people through one-on-ones and bring them to classes for them to, to feel the culture of your community, diba? So ayan, yeah, correct. It's about building a community, finding the right people for this community. So again, in behalf of Lifevantage Philippines, ayan very careful ako. Lifevantage Philippines, we welcome you to the Philippines. This is of course open for you to build. Let us know how we can support you. There are some things we can do. There are some things we cannot do. But I guarantee you that when you talk to me, I will just tell you the truth. And I'll be fair. You're going to love me and hate me for being fair. You know that feeling? If the person is fair, ang fair naman ito, nakakainis. So you're not gonna love me and not like me for being fair. But I think this is for the overall, hi Ella! This is for the overall, what do you call this? Overall community. It's not just for one particular, because guys, if you succeed, Lifevantage Philippines succeeds. Diba? So that's what we want to happen. And we want to get the support from all of you. So again, thank you very much. From the beautiful islands, from the 7,106 islands of the Philippines, welcome and mabuhay.
Thank you so much, Kitkat. You guys, I can hear the clapping and the cheering. That's awesome. Just by looking at the smile. So Kitkat, you're welcome to stay. I know you had some time, but you're welcome to mute and listen and stay. We're just going to share a few thoughts, and then at the end, Kai will run through just some of the events, kind of like you did, and make sure everyone knows the upcoming events. So as you can tell, let me make sure my thing is off. There we go. As you can tell, maybe why I got excited talking to Kitkat. Very knowledgeable. Like I said, understands the industry very well, understands the Philippines very well, and I believe will really help us put all of the efforts of some of our leaders who are willing to work hard. We got some amazing leaders that are willing to work. They understand all the pieces, right? Maybe they're putting them together still, but they have a little bit of the culture. They know the compensation. Like you said, they're in love with the products, where that's one of the first things I think people fall in love with. And then they start putting all those pieces together. And I think that's where we're at right now. So I'm excited for the events coming up. Very excited for February. We are trying to come and be there as part of that as well. And so we'll, when we get that locked in for sure, we'll make sure everyone knows. I had some thoughts to share tonight because we have quite a bit of time here. I'm going to share for a little bit, and then I'll turn it back to Kai to close up and with all the announcements. And the first thing I wanted to mention was we just shared, we had a weekend event here in St. George, and my part was to talk about some of the future things coming up in MVP. The funny thing was, we heard maybe 5 or 6 concerns, and people maybe they got to a plateau and they were in the same rank for a long time. There was in all different situations. It seemed like every time we went to find an answer for them or a solution, it usually involved the word MVP, right? That word starts the behaviors and starts the structure of your business in a way that can allow for long-term benefits and long-term growth and security that will allow, I think, us to appreciate this industry. There's a piece of the industry that a lot of people don't get to appreciate because they don't build correctly, or they build with too much focus on one thing, and they put themselves in a position so that they don't quite ever see the full benefit that this industry has to offer. The MVP was designed, a little history, with all of your active Pro 10s. All of the Pro 10s that are paid as Pro 10s right now were put on a board all together, and Steve reached out to all of us, and we all got to give our advice. We were asked what would make the biggest change in the company. And at the time, we had a lot of little promotions and little rewards here and there for products and things like that. And we said, we need a program that teaches leadership, proper structure, proper, I'll call it replication, right? The ability to produce yourself in someone else, produce behaviors that you're doing in someone else. And we came up, we didn't know the name of it at the time. We all had different names for doing the same behavior, but we came together and we got together and we developed what we now have as the MVP. And I'm going to say something that you may not agree with, at least a lot of people didn't hear. I don't think the MVP is about the money or the reward in the MVP. It's there, it's exciting, but I'm going to give you a little bigger vision, I hope, tonight. Because the money that you get for hitting bronze and silver and gold they're small in nature to what you're actually building. When we got involved early on, we didn't have what I call the run for the t-shirt, right? There's some people, I don't know what it is. I think it's funny, and I think it's cute that people will get so excited if you hold up a t-shirt and say, if you do this, I'll give you this. And they can see it, it's visible, it's exciting. And there's people that will do some crazy things for that $10 t-shirt, right? which is fun. And I do get it. I understand. But all we had is a compensation plan. So we learned it. We studied it very well. We understood the front part of it. We understood the middle. We understood the back end. And we started putting people in the right seats on the bus to build out a compensation plan. We now call it digging the well before you're thirsty, building it properly, enrolling three, so they're helping them enroll three, right? When we started the MVP concept, it was a who get five. It ended up at 3, 9, 27, 81. But we first had it at 5, 125, 125. We had a lot bigger vision because of what we tried to accomplish early on. But I'll tell you this. When we got in our accident and I found out my 2 daughters were paralyzed, my wife was going to lose her leg, we're all in the hospital. After a bad accident, I was appreciative of what we built. It wasn't the t-shirt then that I appreciated. Does that make sense? It wasn't what I ran for temporarily. It wasn't bronze money that would have been exciting or the silver small check that was exciting. It was now a structure of leaders who could do their own business, run their own business, support their own teams, because I couldn't be there. I had to take care of my kids. I had to be in the hospital. I had to go down 3 doors down and make sure at 2 a.m. that my daughters were okay. They were in the hospital for months. They had to learn to use the restroom again. They had to learn to eat. They had to learn to transfer in and out of a chair on their own. It took weeks, I'll just say, almost months to learn just to put on a pair of socks again, just to get dressed in the morning by yourself. And these are teenagers that their world is getting out with friends and being with friends and socializing and playing sports. And all of that was taken away overnight. And they had to learn all of those things, social things, how to hang out with friends and how to still go and be at the dances and the fun stuff, right? And I can tell you that at that point, I'm just saying that it was the structure of the MVP that allowed a bad situation to be a lot better. It allowed finances to not be part of the issue, right? In situations like that, you can imagine the amount of surgeries, the amount of bills, the amount of, there was people coming in and trying to collect money during rehab and all this stuff. There's a lot of stories. Bottom line, yes, here's how much thank you. We need to study now. We need to focus on our rehab. We need to help me with my girls. It wasn't the issue. There was other issues. It wasn't the issue. And to have finances as a checkbox in life is a very fun place to be. It's a very unique place to be. It allows you to spend time where you want to spend it. I want to be on this call because I want to be here to spend time with you guys. It don't have to be. We don't need to. But we didn't do this just for the finances, right? That was one of the reasons. But now that the finances are there, now it's about developing leaders and helping others have the same freedoms and same lifestyle, if you would, or security, if you would, or that deep well, just in case something happens in their life they've built correctly, they've developed leadership, and they can step back if they need to and deal with life and be with who they need to be with while their business keeps going forward. That is what MVP means to me. Okay. It's exciting to get the bronze check. I call it the t-shirt. You'll hear me say it over and over, and you can laugh, and you do it for the t-shirt, right? That's awesome. But when we're done, it's going to accidentally trick you into building it for a secure leadership team that you can depend on. That's what I'm excited about. As you guys strive to hit silver, I'm excited to see who hits gold, right? And pushes for some of those exciting ranks, because that shows a lot of security in your business. And I use the word depth in business, right? Depth in integrity, depth in your character, It builds depth in your organization, depth in your leadership team. If you can't answer the phone, it's okay, because 10 other people will, and they can. And not only they will answer, they have the right answers. They have the ability to support. And that is what the MVP is. So that's the first thing I just wanted to mention. If you haven't set goals around MVP, I think you should. Okay. Pro 4 is going to be another benchmark that you're going to hear me talk about a lot. Pro 3 is the factory. We want to build Pro 3s. But I believe you can get to Pro 3 by just talking to a few people and enrolling them in the business and showing them what we're doing. I believe 4 and 5, those ranks, start to take a leadership role, starts to take more than inviting to hit those ranks. It takes more than just showing a product to hit those ranks. And so Pro 3 is step 1. We need a Pro 3 factory. We need tons of Pro 3s. This call, we want to celebrate a day when we have 100 people on this call. Qualified Pro 3s, 100 of them. I'm going to be very excited, because what starts to happen is we start to see certain leaders step up from Pro 3 to Pro 5. We might even need to develop a little bit different phone call, because I believe if we had 10 Pro 5s on this call, we could talk about very different things. There's different things that come up in your business when you have Pro 5 volume, Pro 5 business, and you have a certain amount of volume, which represents people, which represents family, which represents a number of leaders. And there's different questions that come up when you start to develop leadership, as opposed to developing customers and developing just starting a business owners. Business owners is different than business leaders. We start to identify them at the Pro 4 and the Pro 5 rank. And so Pro 3 will always be there for this call, but we are going to be working on that next step. I think I'll cover, there's two more concepts, okay? There's three things within this one concept I'll cover. So the first one is that we always want to be, able to measure our progress. The way we do that, and what we told everyone at the last conference we had, was 15 presentations. I really believe if every day, every other day, you're in front of a group of people and you're talking about the business and you're able to share the message with them, number one, you're going to have a lot of touches in the business, exposures in the business. You're going to have a high exposure rate at 15 presentations a month. And it does give you a pass a couple of days to deal with other things in your life. We understand this isn't the only priority, and we understand that you have family and kids, and that's why we think 15 is a good number. But I really believe if you will focus on your calendar and circle all the presentations that you did last month, and if there's only 10 circles, then commit to do 5 more than what you did last month. And if you can get that to 15, so at least every other night you are somewhere presenting to somebody, you will have a higher exposure rate. But more importantly, if you'll do 15 presentations a month, you will start to believe and start to understand, because when you hear it and you listen to the products and you take the products and you see the compensation plan, that's one thing. But when you start to teach it, right, it's a whole different level. So I think there's 3 things under this category. You can write these down. I think first, we learn. I think second, we do. And I think third, we teach. We learn it, we do it, and then we teach it. We do a lot of our service projects this way. We take people down to poorer places in Mexico and we build houses. And so we teach people, right? We teach them so they can learn. So the first thing, they come and they learn how to lay brick. These are Pro 7s, Pro 8s, Pro 9s, Pro 10s. Laying brick, learning how to put mortar on the blocks and lay the brick and hold it to the string line, keep the wall straight, use the level. They learn it first. And then they do it. We go put them on a wall and we give them a trowel. We give them a pallet full of mortar and some pile of bricks, and we let them make the wall. Make mistakes, we'll fix it, we'll correct it, go do the work. And then as soon as they think they kind of got it figured out, when someone new comes, because sometimes in day 2, we have a new person show up, I'll take the new person over to someone who learned it yesterday and have them teach it to the person who is brand new. And I think that is when they really find out what they know and what they don't know. When you have to teach it to someone else, you start to know what you do and do not know. Lifevantage is very, very similar. We come to our first meeting and we learn, we soak it up, we take notes. We might go do a presentation, right? We might go do the meetings. We might go do those 15 presentations. The beauty is when we start to teach others to do those meetings, or maybe we have a new person that does part of the meeting with us. My favorite meeting, we had it here in Tucson, in Arizona, in the US. We had 5 different people do the presentation that night because someone did products, someone did the compensation, someone took over on trends, and each person covered something different. And my job at the end was just to fix all the mistakes and clean up the mess. I had to mop up sometimes some of the mistakes, right? No, we don't cure cancer. We can't say that. We can't say this. We can't promise this. I had to fix things to make it right. So one person I had to teach their whole part again because they missed the whole thing. They were so nervous. But guess what? There was 8 people in the room, and all 8 people, and especially this was very obvious. This time they said, if you have a mentor program that will allow me to make mistakes and be myself and still be part of this team and learn to get up there and do it, and you're going to teach me with that much patience, they said, I think I can do this. They really thought that they could do this because, number one, they just had to know that the products worked and that the products could work for them. And they have to know that the business can work and that the business can work for them. Those are the 4 things we have to do in a presentation. Does the product work? We can prove it. And we have to get them to believe that it can work for them, that they have a need. Can the business work? Yes, we can prove that. We have enough with our income statement form. We have Pro 8s on the call. We have Pro 10s on the call. We can prove that the business works. But we have to help them understand and believe that it can work for them in their situation, in their education level, in their country, in their, with their background or training or whatever. That new person in the room thought, man, I can do this if you're going to train me like that, right? So the process of doing 15 presentations a month, which was number 1, it's the process of getting enough exposures, getting enough people up there presenting with you. First, you do it, you learn it, then you do it, and then you teach others to do it. And eventually, it's not you doing 15 presentations in the month, right? It's you and the 10 people that you've trained all committed to do 15 presentations a month. That's 150 presentations. That's when your small little group will start to hit momentum and do some amazing things. That's when our little group went from 7 to 8, from 9 to 10 rank-wise for our teams. We had number of 8s, number of 9s. This has been Kai hit pro. Same process we taught was for us to go out and learn it, do it, and then teach others so that if something ever happened and we ended up in the hospital, we had enough people out there doing what they were already trained to do. We didn't start training at that point. We didn't start throwing batons at people and telling them, it's your turn, take it over. I can't be there, you do the meeting. That's not the time to do that. The time is when things are okay. When things are pretty good is when things are we have a little momentum, we have health, we have the ability to travel. We might have another job that's pretty good that helps support our initial phases of building this business, right? But eventually it's amazing when you hit those elite ranks and you have so much confidence and so much ability to be where you need to be because you have separated, right, the work that you're doing, right, from your income. Your income comes whether you're there that day to do a presentation or not, because you dug the well. And that process can happen in this industry, can happen here at Lifevantage. It's very, very powerful. So I'm going to leave you with that. I got one more idea for next time we'll talk about, but I want you to take that home tonight. Think about those 3. There was 3 things I'm going to mention. The last one in closing here. Number 1 was 15 presentations a month. Okay. The pieces within that are for you to learn, do, and teach, and to get enough exposures that you can actually have some growth in your business. That will allow you every other night to be somewhere teaching somebody. You guys, and we didn't hit Pro 7 in our first few months by doing 15, right? I'll just be honest. We were somewhere every night we were teaching somebody. But I believe 15 is the magic that allows people to keep enough momentum in their business to do that. The last thing I'll talk about here tonight is always do what you say you're going to do. There's a power in that statement that I don't think people understand. There's a power in saying, I'll be there, and you show up. There's times we had to jump on a bus and rent a car or take a shuttle. We ended up in some weird situations because of a flight that canceled and things that happened, but we always did everything we could to follow through with what we committed to. And sometimes that meant a $600 plane ticket, $85 car rental, hotel for $200, and one person shows up to that meeting. Sometimes math doesn't seem like it works, right? But I can tell you it does if you continue to do what you say you're going to do, because in most cases that one person, right, was the Kai Hayes of the group. It was the one you've been looking for. It was the one that you have been waiting and waiting and waiting for. And you had all the reasons to say, no, I can't make it. It's too expensive. It's too far. It's not possible. It's in our case, in some of them, it was the weather, right? All the flights are canceled. How am I going to get there? I was on a Greyhound bus for 24 hours one time to follow through on a commitment. And at that time, no one showed up, right? There's times where no one showed, but we ended up talking and training the host, and that host was the one we needed to be there for. That person needed the training, needed the support, needed the help, and we showed up because we said we were going to. So my challenge to you for this first one is to focus this next month on doing your 15 presentations, and maybe Kai could set up a way to follow through with you to make sure, if you want to commit to that you're doing your 15 presentations. Set a goal to get to Pro 4, right? I would love to see everyone on this call Pro 4 by January. It'd be an awesome goal. Do the math and find out what happens if you do 15 presentations every month. Set a goal to hit Pro 4. Make commitments, and then just follow through and always do what you say you're going to do. You're going to find a process, a beginning of a system that we're going to be developing and teaching and showing you guys early next year. But those are probably the initial steps to start putting the ball in motion. And so I appreciate all of you. Kitkat, thank you for getting on the call tonight. I enjoy your professionalism. You have a feel for the industry that just feels good. I'm very excited for and I'm just going to call it a feeling right now, because I believe we had some neat things happen at convention. It felt you guys don't remember this, but when we first started, there was just a feel at every meeting. We were growing by big percentages. Every time we meet, we had a bunch of people crossing the stage. When we met at convention, it had that feeling again. And there was some times during COVID when we couldn't meet. We tried to have that same feeling over Zoom and stuff. It just didn't quite feel the same. We met back together a couple times when the COVID stuff died down. We got to get back together, and it was still half and half, and one person had their foot on the Zoom, and we're still seeing who could come. This was the turning point to me. It felt just like it used to. And you guys will like what it used to be like. The growth, the speed, the pace, everyone doing 15 presentations, everyone supporting those that are brand new, doing their presentations that are new, and they're shaking and they have their note card with the words to read. We welcome that. We love that, because we know someday that leader, right, that person that's shaking with that microphone will be training cities and massive groups of people. We had a couple of people so scared they could barely talk in a interview for a few minutes. That's usually what we did first, to see if they could break the ice on stage with 6,000 people and at least talk on a microphone. And one guy was shaking so bad, his voice was going up and down, up and down, up and down. It was so bad because he's shaking. And he's now at some of our events training the last one we were at was thousands of people, and he's up there confident and excited and training. And to know where he came from, most people don't know, but to know where he came from is inspiring for me, to watch where some of these people came from. The last thing is we had a group of leaders at my house, and it was fun. We have a house and it has a lot of area for games and to play. And one of the people in the room remembered when I first started this industry that I lived in a mobile home that was 14 feet wide, 60 feet long, and we had 2 bedrooms, and we had 4 children. My wife and I and 4 children with 2 bedrooms. And I made a comment one time, because one time we got to get new carpet for our mobile home. And I remember laughing. They said, you made enough money to put carpet in your whole house? I said, yeah, we carpeted our whole house. I think it was $400, because it was just a little piece of carpet, because the house was so small that I was joking about carpeting our whole house with our check. And obviously that was where we started from. But to have these leaders come to my house, come in my door, walk up the stairs. I didn't even have the skirting around the bottom so you could see underneath the house. And they would walk up the stairs to teach me how to make money, to teach me that there's a better way. And to go from that to having, all of these leaders at my home, welcoming them, feeding them, and teaching and mentoring them. It was a reality check for what's to come. And it's not about houses and cars. We hope you understand that if you get to know me, it's not just about the stuff, right? But I'll tell you what the good stuff is when your daughter calls you at 2 a.m. and wants to talk from her hospital bed 2 doors down, that you're there. You don't have to be anywhere else. When your wife needs to talk, right, about some things going on in our family, and I'm home, I'm not stuck at work, I can be there. That is the stuff I'm talking about. That is what I hope you find in your why. I hope you find a reason to build, a reason to make this a priority this year. And I will tell you that those that work through the holidays and keep a little momentum through all the craziness of the holidays and all of the other things scheduled. Some people say it's hard through the holidays, and other people say, I'm going to build like crazy because all my friends and family are going to be in town for the holidays. And it's a good time to share and show them we love them and share what we found. So you will find joy if you do it right. And really those that push through the holidays find a very good starting of next year, because next year typically is where New Year's resolutions and people want to pay off those credit cards and pay back all the money, the presents, and the maybe the extra food they ate. They want to be a little more healthier. A lot of commitments get made early next year. Those that capitalize on that are those that push and work through the holidays. They don't wait through the holidays and try to start the momentum on their team again back up in January. They just push straight through. So the next couple months, you have a chance to do that. Watch what happens next year when those that do it correctly. So Kitkat, thank you. Kai, I'll turn it back to you. I saw Greg on here too. Greg, thank both of you for your hard work and your efforts to lead this team. We all, and I'm speaking for everyone, we all appreciate you, the time, the effort. We know you don't have to be on here, but you are, and you're very consistent, and we love and appreciate you. And so I'll let you have any last announcements and the last word, but I'll jump off here tonight. Thank you for inviting me to be on, and then I look forward to the first Monday of next month. We'll do this again, and my goal is to see a whole bunch of you Pro 3s start to hit Pro 4, which some of you have, Pro 5, Pro 6, but let's see if we can get everyone to Pro 4 by the end of the year, and watch what happens early next year when we do that. So Kai, back to you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Blue, for your consistent leadership and support to our Philippines team and as well as our US team. We truly appreciate you, Blue, because guys, it is such a valuable time for Blue to be on each and every consecutive month. And coming from our Master Pro 11, we are so fortunate to have him inspiring us, not only inspiring us, but truly leading us to our success. So he said 15 presentations a month is an average for us to be able to reach our goals. So connect with your whys again, because Blue has inspired us with his story of digging the well before getting thirsty. And we all want to have that, right? We want to achieve that freedom because it's so hard. This economy is just getting harder and harder and harder for us to survive or even to thrive. So we are getting close to achieving 10 10 Pro 5s in the very near future. So we will have a separate Pro 5 meetings after we hit the target of 10 Pro 5s. So let's giddy up and create more Pro 5s and above, by the way. And as soon as we have 5 elites, there will be another separate meeting with all the elites. So Factor Pro 3s, guys, I want you to know that 4 Pro 3s in your organization, 4 legs, that would allow you to reach Pro 5. So everybody, please focus on helping people to become Pro 3, because if you help them to achieve Pro 3 rank, definitely you do not have to worry about achieving the Pro 5 rank. It will just basically be the results, right? So MVP is a promotion, but truly with or without the promotion, we truly need to apply this MVP, where we need to always create a Pro 3, okay? Everybody, congratulations again to our MVP bronze winners. And of course, if those people who has not seen the bronze winner, let us show them again. Hold on a second for those who are late. Hold on. Bronze winner, Madelon Salindong, our Pro 6 from the Philippines. Congratulations again. Messalina Siapno, our Pro 4s from Austin, Texas. Congratulations. Michelle Lahara from the Philippines, bronze MVP builder, one of our regulars. And congratulations to our new bronze MVP builder. She just at least joined the Lifevantage Philippines, I believe, or Philippines or USA. 2 weeks or less than a month. Maria, congratulations for it's a job well done. Now, I just wanted to share with you as well another, before I'm going to give you Kitkat, because Kitkat is going to announce something about the Pro 3 conference, okay? So before that, let us just remind you guys, because I'm so excited to let you know that our Rock the Rhythm, guys, is for free, including the Philippines market. So please block your calendar on January 18. Why don't you go to your back office, guys, and register now? Everybody must be a part of this Rock the Rhythm. Guys, Lifevantage is giving away a free event and a free training. So what a great way to start and kick off your new year by attending this virtual event. And like Blue said, you've got to experience it yourself. So even if this is virtual, allow your team to experience this. Right? Just block this day. I know you guys are having 15 presentations, but block this day for our virtual January 2023 kickoff, right? And then another wonderful event, even though you are in the Philippines market, if you have a visa, US visa, you are invited to join us in New Orleans in March 16 of 2023. Why not? Our Pro 5s and above, you are most welcome to join us on our Evolve New Orleans Elite Academy. Oh my goodness, this is going to have this is going to be a very fun event, you guys. And last but not the least, for those who are going to be a candidate of Pro 7, you need to attend the Global Convention in San Antonio, Texas, because if this is global, all the countries, 22 countries, are basically going to gather together, and let's fill up the seats, you guys, as early as now. So what Greg and I do normally, guys, we are already signed up with Lifevantage Academy. We are already signed up with Rock the Rhythm. We are already signed up with New Orleans, and we booked our hotel already. That's how we do. Leaders do that. We plan our future, right? And then San Antonio Global Convention, we are already signed up. So why don't you guys also follow your leaders? And, that is actually paving your road to success. So let me give this, it's fun, you guys, it's fun. And so the more you actually, people who attend events and never miss an event are those who are actually the ones who are becoming the elite leaders. And that is 100% fact, okay? Because we learn to master the skills, right? And we're still mastering the skills actually, but at least we're getting there, right? And we are not giving up. Consistency is the key, you guys. Even if you're slow, as long as you're consistent, start with 5 presentations if you cannot do the 15, but practice makes perfect. According to Blue Elam, it's massive practice to be able to master the skills. So be patient because patience is a virtue. So get back to Kitkat Diestro because she would like to give us a little bit of information on what's going to happen and what to be expected on our Pro 3 conference in the Philippines market, November 19. Take it away, Kitkat.
Thanks, guys. So to Kai's point, they say those who show up, rank up. So if you continuously show, tsaka you feel the energy, it's so hard when you attend the training or an event. It's so hard to duplicate that. You cannot share with them the exact feelings, the exact things that were shared. So attending events is really very important. So to what Kai mentioned earlier, November 19, it will be at the Blue Leaf in BGC, while November 26 at Dusit Tani in Davao. So I think registration starts at 9 a.m. So please do be there before 9 a.m. And since this is a business conference, we will do a simple recognition lang. So just to manage expectations, you might be thinking, Eliads will go up on stage or premiere. So this is a business conference. The leaders, Pro 3s, will just be standing from their seats and just be recognized. What we want to focus here are the learnings that your co-distributors, co-leaders will share. Again, when we attend business trainings like this, we highly recommend that you take 3 to 5 points which you will do in your organization, because not everything naman you can do it. Because, like me, I have memory lapses also. So, my weakness is my memory, so I try to write that down. To write 3 to 5 things that you will apply in your team. Wherever that, it can be supplemental to the 15 presentations you need to do every day, or you're aiming for 3 Pro 3s to be Pro 5. So anything that is in alignment with your group goals and your individual goals, we highly recommend you attend trainings like this. Ayan. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kitkat, for clarifying. The event is all about focusing on training. And this is not truly just a recognition, I believe that the February 11 will be focusing on recognition, and people will be walking up the stage. And that is one thing that we needed to clarify. And thank you for clarifying that so that we can give them that expectation for the upcoming Pro 3 conference. So you guys bring your new Pro 3s and your uplines. You can actually attend if you created a Pro 3, right, Kitkat? Thank you very much, Kitkat Diestro, our new general manager in the Philippines, who's going to make a big, positive and great difference in the Philippines market. I can't wait to see you.